Welcome to Data Visualization Learning Session. Today, I'll be talking about second example of ineffective visuals and how to improve them. The second example is about the marijuana industry. As we know, the United States has legalized marijuana for recreational use. It has been done by several states, and as a result, the tax revenue has increased. And we have this because of increase in tax revenue, we have lots of data regarding how much tax has been raised because of this marijuana sale. As a result of this data, we have a chart in front of us that depicts how much tax revenue has been collected through marijuana sale for state of Colorado, Washington, Oregon. Now, I would like you to take a look at this graph and chart and to see whether it is an effective visualization or not. Take a moment. What do you think? Is it or not? Now, let me give you my point of view. First of all, if you look at this graph does not contain information about tax rate. I'm pretty sure that the tax rate of each of the states are quite different. Because of this, it is not appropriate to put that in a bar graph or bar graph that is a form of leaf. Second is that the population of each state are quite different. And because of this, it is not fair to compare the revenue just because some state have the higher population will obviously get more revenue than some state that has a lower population. Therefore, it is not fair to compare that in a bar graph. And thirdly, the regulations of selling marijuana might be quite different from one state to another. So therefore, it is not fair to use a bar graph in this way. Now, what to do? How to fix this issue? Can you tell me how it can be done? Well, one of the way I can think of is to do completely away with this leaf bar graph because it is not appropriate for our case. And even though leaf is really popular way of showing marijuana, we'll be using something quite different. Now, the first thought come to mind is default option would be a bar graph, but bar graph and this leaf is quite similar. Therefore, we'll skip bar graph and we'll just try to see if we can do something with the data table. Here, I've created a data table where there are four columns: one state, date of legalization, consumer tax rate, and tax revenue in millions. If you see, I have added one more column called consumer tax rate that helps us to contextualize the tax revenue that has been raised because of difference in taxes. And if it was done in a bar graph, I wouldn't be able to put this information in a clear way for each of the states. And because of this, we have a better graph which provides us more clear understanding of the tax revenue and the context in which it was raised. But we had to do away with marijuana graphic. And then let me quickly summarize what we learned today. We talked about a form of ineffective visualization where we used some kind of a leaf, marijuana leaf, to depict the money raised. It was a bar graph in form of leaf, but it was not appropriate because of the it didn't provide much context. and it was not fair to compare these revenue because the tax rate may be different and there were lots of contextual information missing. Therefore, we just presented a simple data table that provided more accurate and effective information for us. In next model, we'll talk about design best practices and also pre-attributed attributes in data visualization. That's all for today. Thank you so much.